Hey guys, it's Madz and I'm back with another video. If it's your first time in my channel, I'm currently a medical intern from the Philippines. And if you're into medical related videos and other types of videos, tips, and other random videos, then don't forget to hit subscribe. So for this video, I'll be sharing you ways by which I prepare my reports, and mainly this is because of my experience in med schools. So that's where I learned and developed these reporting styles or techniques. Since we have our online classes right now, I realized that I've been doing a lot of reports for our rotation. So currently, I'm having my internship, online internship, and you have been having a lot of reports. I'm not the best reporter out there, and I will just simply share with you how I do it or how I try to prepare and what I do on the actual report. First up would be how I prepare my reports. First, you have to choose a very nice template. Most of our reports are group works. It rarely happens that you have to do your report by yourself. So I encourage you to use Google Slides. I'm sure that most, if not all of us, are using this for group reports. Aside from that, you can utilize Slides Carnival and Slides Go in making your reports. So here you can see a lot of nice templates, and if you're making medical related reports, there are actually a lot of templates to choose from. And what I also do when choosing a template is that I look for one with a white background. So it's okay if it has other colors for the designs and for the boxes and the text, but mainly for the background, I like it white. Why? Because if I were to add tables or if I were to add other text or other pictures and shapes, I want there to be a contrast, and I don't want the professor or my classmates to have a hard time reading my slides. Then when you're going to utilize these templates, you just have to make a copy of these. So that's basically the step one. Number two is to divide the work very early. So as soon as you already have the groupings, as soon as you already have the topics that you have to discuss, what you have to do is to utilize the randomizer.org website. Why did I say very early? Because if you divide the tasks early, then you would have a lot more time in doing what is assigned to you. Number three is that you have to edit your slides early, but you have to enhance it every day until the day of your report. I don't usually accomplish my reports in just one sitting or hindi yung isang bagsakan, because I believe that every day I get new ideas. So even if you were able to do most of it in just one night or in just one day, for the next day you can go back and just look at your slides and think of ways by which you can improve it. Number four is to copy the information to the speaker notes. So this is the first thing I do before I put the bullets or the information in the slide itself, because this would serve also as my script. So for instance, I have this certain reference, so I will get the sentences or the paragraphs that I need from the book and transfer directly to the speaker notes. And then after I have already placed everything in the speaker notes for the corresponding slides, then this would be the time that I would now transfer the information from the speaker notes to the slides themselves. Number five is to use bullets and phrases. The reason why you place everything in the speaker notes is because maybe that could be your script. But now it's time to transfer the information to the slides, so just use bullets and just use phrases. Which is why number six is to minimize the text. It is very important for us to remove unnecessary words like articles, which should not change the thought of that line or of that phrase. You're also being taught about the 7x7 rule, wherein we should only place a maximum of 7 words for the 7 lines. Number 7 is to be creative. Creative in a sense that we have to add colors. So for those texts that we want to emphasize, we make it red, or you can make it bold or underlined. Just emphasize the key points. Aside from that, it is also important to add pictures, because in that way you're able to relay better to the viewer what you're actually trying to picture in your mind or what the text is actually saying. One more thing about being creative is using the shapes. So in Google Slides, we have a lot of shapes. So this can be some sort of a pop-up or like your label, and it could make your slides more interesting. And if you're into putting memes or into putting GIFs, then it's up to you, but maybe that would also depend on what type of report you're doing or what topic you're discussing. I'm not really fond of doing animations, but instead what I do is that I duplicate the slides, and then the animation or the additional text or shapes, pictures, whatsoever would be on the duplicate slides. Number 8, don't forget to cite your sources. Of course, this is very important, and it also makes you more reliable reliable when you're reporting in such a way that you would always quote the author. And of course, your references must be within the past 5 years. Number 9 is to expand your references. So aside from citing your reference, you should expand your references, meaning you should go beyond what is being asked. For instance, if you were asked to use a textbook as your reference, look for other information other than the textbook. For instance, you could look for clinical practice guidelines, for journals, and even for laws that would apply to that particular topic. Part of expanding your references is also trying to relate it to the local setting or the actual practice, and so that your classmates and even your professors would learn even more from you. Next, number 10 is to practice. Personally, I prefer to practice speaking without a script because the tendency is that when I make a script, I get lost sometimes and I just rely on that script and I end up just reading the script. But what I want to do is that when I report, I want to, as much as possible, sound spontaneous, and I really don't want to just read the slides. So usually the information that I copied from the textbook and placed in the speaker notes, this would just serve as my guide and not entirely as my script. Number 11 is to practice in such a way that you're also trying to look for possible questions that would be asked from you. Then whenever I think of possible questions, what I do is that I copy that information into the speaker notes as well. And also for now, since we're having our online classes, I also prepare some notes in my iPad and I also leave some tabs open in my laptop. Lastly is to pray for your report and also of course for your other group mates. Now let's move on to the actual report. So aside from praying during the preparation, of course you have to pray right before your turn. Next, you also have to listen to the reporters before you. It is also good to mention and cite your other group mates when you are saying your report if you're saying something related to what they previously said. Next up, don't read the slides and just say it as you practice. You also have to have eye contact, so if it's online, then just look at your camera. Also, it would be helpful to add intonations and it may also catch the attention of your viewers or your listeners. Next, you also have to relate it to your actual experiences, and that might also be a way to get their attention, also by just trying to simplify things in the way that you understand it yourself. And lastly, when it is time for Q&A, just relax, calm down, and if you're not able to answer or if you don't know the answer, don't panic and just pray that you would know the answer or maybe ask help from your group mates and magtulungan lang kayo. Now, based on my experience, I've been through a lot of okay reports and a lot of not so okay reports. But what matters is that at the end of every report, you're able to impart knowledge to your listeners and at the same time, you're able to learn from it. And just always take every report as a learning opportunity. So this is the end of our video and I hope that you find this helpful or that you would find it helpful in making your reports. Thank you very much for watching. Comment down below if you have suggestions for my next vlogs. I really need a lot of suggestions. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to my channel and also turn on that notif bell so that you would know every time I post a new video.